Hey guys, welcome to the show today. It's myself, Dave Thomas, along with Larry McCoy from the Outdoor Group, which includes a lot of great brands, but we'll talk about those in a minute. But Larry and I want to talk first a little bit about hunting because he's been on a lot of hunts this year, and I really want to talk about respect the game. Just kind of talk about some of the hunts, Larry, because I know every time I try to call you, you're hunting somewhere, which is absolutely incredible, amazing that you're able to do that. But tell us about some of your hunts that you've recently been on and maybe you still have coming.
Yeah, so actually it's been a really busy year. I mean, we've had to work really hard to to be successful. It's just been one of those years where, we seemed like we couldn't guess right. So I mean, we started off early in Kentucky, Ohio. We did a lot of whitetail hunts. Unfortunately, because of the draw systems and stuff out west, I did not fare very well this year as far as getting tags, but hopefully next year will my luck will change. But a lot of whitetail hunting this year for sure. And through pretty much, I just got back from a trip from down in Texas and was able to get it done down there as well. But yeah, it's been a year, that's for sure. With the weather, I'm sure everybody's familiar with the drought that was going through the Midwest. It was, and it's definitely. I mean, there's as of right now. I mean, I'm getting pictures of deer that have already shed and everything. So I'm sure
Wow.
that has to play a little bit of toll into it. But yeah, we've respect the game. It's been on the air. We're on our 13th season, I believe. So
Holy
uh,
cow.
yeah, so we are on the Sportsman's Channel about anywhere that you can consume outdoor television, including YouTube and all the social media outlets as well. And yeah, so we're just driving home. We got a great team of guys that likes to go out and bow hunt.
What's the quick history of Respect the Game? So, was it founded by the people who worked at Elite originally, or the outdoor group in general? Like, how did that work?
Yeah, so like my whole background segue into the industry was through content production, video production, photography back in the day. Actually, the show that's still on right now, Heartland Bowhunter, was kind of my segue into it with those guys over there. And then I, as I kind of moved on from that, the opportunity came up and with Elite Archery at the time, and we're like, well, we should, being you have that experience, why don't we just do a show or whatever? And so we kind of formulated a show, and it was kind of to help promote Elite at the time and have for a different outlet. And it ended up just kind of growing into this and just stayed around. Just seems like it just continues to grow every year. And so, yeah, it was kind of formulated from Elite Archery before Elite Archery was part of the outdoor group. And as it evolved, they started acquiring more companies and stuff and formulated the outdoor group. So Elite Archery, Scott Archery, custom bow equipment, CBE, slick trick broadheads, and some more brands in there as well. So now uh, they actually are our main partner. We go out and represent their products along with a lot of other great partners too.
As soon as people saw the bow, um, I think there's just a lot of excitement, especially with the Midnight Copper, because it was
Mm-hmm.
just so. I mean, that's why I was glad you sent me that one because I knew that would happen. Because when people see things from a different perspective, because when you see camo, it's kind of like, don't get me wrong, it's cool for hunting, but like it just doesn't pop to you. And then when you go buy it, might be a different story. You might be like, oh, give me the camo. I want the camo. But I think that initial, like, to get your attention, I need to see something different, and that's where that helps with. But how's that
Yeah.
going? I guess tell us about those
Oh,
bows right now.
it's going great. That Midnight Copper was accepted really really well. It was kind of, and we knew it would. It was just because like everybody when we everybody, all the engineers, when they said, they're like, you got to see this color. When they're excited about it, it's like okay, this is going to be pretty cool. And it is a really kind of cool color because you get browns kind of depending on the light, and it just looks very, very pristine. Makes the lines of the riser and everything look real sharp. Everything just looks good and clean with it, and it's been received really, really well. And it's available pretty much on majority of the bows. One of the questions that we have been getting a lot of that we can kind of touch base on is Ethos Cairo. It's like, okay, what's the difference between these bows? Why would I do I want to get an Ethos? Do I want to get a Cairo? And so I'll just clear that up right now, what the difference is. So the Ethos is going to come with a performance mod in it, And if you're a guy, I mean, the draw links are going to support the shorter draw links from 28 down to 26 or whatever. So it's going to support those. The Chyro will come with actually a smooth mod, but it's you're going to be utilizing the cam. It's coming with a cam, the SPX cam, which is just a little bit smaller. And the reason for that, because 90% of the bow hunters, we did market data research on this, was that 28 to 29 inches. And majority of the bows out there that have a rotating mod, whenever you get past that, you're losing surface area on the cam when you're at full draw.
There's a reason more pros choose Redneck blinds over any other blind on the market, combining amazing quietness, scent control, and usability features. You have the ultimate hunting blind. Give them a call or check them out online at redneckblinds.com.
Dakota Silence, we're embracing better. Our focuses: revolutionary concealment, extreme silence, enhanced thermal efficiency, purpose-driven functionality. Unheard, unnoticed, uncompromised.
Last year, Reveal by Tacticam quickly became the most sought-after scouting camera in America, making cellular scouting available to any hunter. We ask our users how we can make this outstanding camera even better, and this is our answer. Introducing the all-new Reveal X. Even easier setup, better battery life, faster trigger speed, on-demand HD photos, extended detection range. This season, find out what all the buzz is about. Get a new Reveal X by Tacticam.
So therefore, with that, you do lose a little bit of efficiency. That's why when you're looking at the charts and you're shooting a 28-inch guy shooting through a chronograph with an IBO arrow, and they see a drastic drop from say 20, or 29 to 28, it's because you're losing a little bit more of that efficiency as well. Well, what the Chyro does is by doing that is you're actually using more of the cam. So when you're at full draw at those shorter draw lengths, the surface area of the cam, you're using more of it, so the bow becomes more efficient. So with the Chyro versus the Ethos, if you're a 27-inch draw, say, you're probably going to with a smaller cam and a smooth mod, you're probably going to have the bow's going to be shooting faster and more efficient with the Chyro than it would be an Ethos. So the Chyro was kind of built and was really kind of designed, and really it's from what off the top of my head, what I can think of, a bow that was actually designed for that core market of guys. I can't really think of any other ones. Yeah, I mean, every bow company said, yeah, we can go. This is our draw length spectrum. You can go from this draw length to this draw length, but to know that it's in those shorter draw lengths, it's going to perform at its most efficient level in that realm, I think is vitally important. And people are noticing it too. We're getting a lot of feedback saying, "Man, I've never, as smooth as this bow is, I can't believe I'm getting the output that I am, shooting. I've never shot 288 feet per second with my hunting arrow, or I've never shot, 291 or whatever with my hunting arrow, at 28 inches or at 27 inches. So, and people are noticing it, they're feeling it, and it's been a really, really hot item for us, both the Ethos and the Chyros.
So basically the riser is the same, right?
Yep.
It looks the same, but the biggest difference now we're talking about is in the cam systems.
Yep.
And that's what produces a different draw length for each of those bows and different draw options, right? Different draw length options. One goes to 31, which is the Ethos. But with the Chyros, did I say that right? Chyros? Okay.
Yeah,
Chyros.
that's really supposed to be silent, but everybody calls it Chyros, so that's fine.
Right.
But no, exactly, and the mod. So we have a performance mod that comes on the Ethos, and then there's a smooth mod that comes on the Chyro. Well, with that, and just so to be clear, is you can switch those mods out. So if somebody wanted to try a smooth mod on the Ethos, they could do that. If they wanted to try a performance mod on a Chyro, they could do that as well. So,
but it won't change the draw lengths.
Yeah, but it won't change the draw length.
You can't go farther than 29.5.
It'll change the feel of the bow, but it's not going to change the draw length. Yeah.
So is the smooth like really smooth? Like what's that like? Is that like
it's smooth. I mean, you're losing probably 4 to 6 feet per second maybe by going from one mod to the other. And then Longer draw lengths, it doesn't matter. Sorry, my wife's got a Christmas clock on there. She about every hour it goes
It's
off.
Christmas
So
time.
it always hits on a conference call or a podcast too. But no, it's so being able to utilize more of the cam with that is very, very important. And a lot of people don't know it, when you are from that 28.5 to 26.5 inch draw, you're going to see a difference. I mean, 100% with the Chyro, it's going to be more efficient. You're going to feel, because as that mod rotates and you're moving down to the lower draw lengths, your cam's not having to rotate as much. See, so therefore you're losing a good portion of that energy from the cam. So now you're a lot more efficient because you're not having to rotate that far because the cam's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, that's really cool. Let's talk real quick about the colors here. I know we talked about the Midnight Copper being amazing, but there's a lot of options here, Larry. And like even the slate gray, or if you move to this silver alloy, I mean,
Yep.
that thing looks lights out. But to be honest, my favorite still hasn't changed, the sour apple. I still think that is
Yeah.
amazing looking bow. But then you also have this purple rain, which is, I mean, if you're a person who wants to shoot 3D and or hunting, you could still hunt with this bow. Like, I don't know if you want to hunt with the blue one necessarily, because I think they can see blue, but I think that purple you could probably get away with, to be honest. Maybe even the orange. That orange looks fantastic.
It's funny how many people will send photos in the field, and be shooting those colors and stuff. And I think that it's I mean, like I said, we have a wide variety of colors to pick from, that's for sure. And silver alloy, it is to me, that's a real cool looking rig. And a lot of people talking about the slate gray. We had the graphite gray before. It's just a little bit different tone of gray. It's offered on the Era too, and it's been really popular. A lot of people still ordering the Era and getting it in that slate gray.
What's been the reception on the Era? How are you guys feeling about it? Is it working like you hoped? Is it a little more stressful than you guys thought because of all the competition? Like, what's your thoughts, I guess, on the carbon side of it?
No, the Era does phenomenally well. It does really, really good. The bow shoots phenomenal. It's and being carbon, our biggest challenge was really just we were at capacity too, and so the lead times were a little bit longer than we'd like, but they always are. It seems nowadays, it's like who does, with Amazon and everything else out there now, it's like you can hit the buy now button. Next thing you know, you got a blue van pulling up in front. So, but but with that being said, we've had a huge response, a great response on the Era, and it's continuing to do really, really well, especially now that it's available in slate gray as well.
Yeah. Well, Larry, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. Next time you're on, we'll talk about the other brands and we'll cover a couple at a time. Keep these short and sweet for people, but I appreciate coming on, man. Have a great Christmas.
No problem. Anytime. You have a Merry Christmas as well.
Hey everybody, in order to save some time, we wanted to shorten this video up for you just so you didn't have to spend a whole bunch of time getting to some of the cool topics we talked about. So simply go to wherever you get your podcast and you can listen to the whole edition there. Enjoy.